Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Dayspring Discussions. I'm your host, Sean McGahee. This is a show where we talk about movies, TV, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books. If you geek out about it, we're going to talk about it. You can listen to Dayspring Discussions on iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, and Patreon, and contact Dayspring Discussions on the Facebook group, Twitter account, and dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. Well, happy Tuesday, everyone. It is a sunny day here in Austin, Texas. A little chilly outside, actually. Hoping it'll warm up a little bit. That way I can go outside, play some basketball, maybe get my lawn mowed. It's my day off. I got a busy week this week, so I'm trying to take advantage of the day. But man, it is a glorious day, guys, because we are in April. That is right. April 2nd, you know what that means. Avengers tickets went on sale this morning. That was the first thing I did, honestly. I woke up, and when my alarm goes off at 7 a.m., I'm like, I don't want to get out of bed. But then I woke up, heard my wife and my daughter getting ready in the morning, and I'm like, okay, I'll get up. And it was before 7 when I immediately turned on my computer and checked the movie websites. Went to Alamo Drafthouse at 7 a.m. They didn't have tickets on sale. Hopped over to Cinemark, which is actually my preferred location because it's the one closest to me and the nicest theater, kind of rolled into one. And they did, so I immediately bought tickets there. A few minutes later, all these other movie websites got their stuff up. So either I did it right when they went on sale, or maybe Alamo was lagging a little behind. Either way, I got my Endgame tickets. Super excited about that. Gonna talk more about Endgame here in just a moment. But guys, if you haven't already, head over and listen to the newest episode that Lisa and I did on Sunday night. We sat down and recorded an episode about Star Wars Celebration. We got our lanyards. It's less than 2 weeks away before we go. Actually, we leave in 7 days, which is super exciting, to go to Chicago. We talked all things Star Wars. We talked Episode 9, The Mandalorian, Clone Wars, what we're excited for, our photo ops, all that stuff. So head over and listen to that episode. It's a little longer, of course, than my normal episode, but there was a lot to cover. So enjoy that, and of course, fire back on the social media groups and Gmail account. Let us know what you're excited about in regards to Star Wars. So, today's show, guys, I am basically going to run through what I call April's schedule. Now, there are a few other things I can get to if I have the time. Otherwise, we'll wait and see. I'll get to it. But in any event, April has come, and I have been looking forward to this month for a long time. A lot of good stuff coming out in the world of geekdom for this month. So I just want to run down what I'm excited about. And, of course, you guys fire back. Let me know if I missed anything or what you're most excited about. So starting off, on Thursday/Friday, Shazam comes out. The newest Warner Brothers DC film starring Zachary Levi and Mark Strong, about the DC character Shazam, formerly known as Captain Marvel. Now, advanced screenings have already taken place through Fandango. I actually know a couple of people that went and saw the advanced screening. They said they liked it. A few other reviews have come up saying it's very charming. Got me more excited, honestly. I'm not a big Shazam guy, but I'm a fan of Zachary Levi. And, of course, it is a DC film by Warner Brothers, so I was excited to see it, and I'm still excited to see it. I think it looks very cute, very charming. I think it's going to be wonderful entertainment. I'm going on Sunday, not going on Friday, actually. My wife had her game night on Friday night, and of course, she said I couldn't go see it without her, so I'm going to go on Sunday. Now, like I said, Wednesday, I leave for Chicago. So somewhere between Sunday night and Wednesday, Lisa and I should be able to sit down and do a review of it. Probably going to get that posted more likely on Tuesday. So you guys will have that a week from today. So, of course, afterwards, fire back. Let me know what you think. But I'm excited for the film. It's something really cool. I'm curious to see how much it ties into the DCEU, given the fact that, it's kind of a murky waters right now. I mean, Ben Affleck has left as Batman. Henry Cavill's future as Superman is pretty much done. They're putting the two main characters on the back burner. Aquaman did well, though. Wonder Woman's shaping up to be pretty good. And they have a few other ideas on the horizon. We'll see how it goes, guys. But nevertheless, Zachary Levi, Shazam, I'm excited to see that. Now, next week, we get another comic book movie coming out. It's the newest Hellboy film starring David Harbour as the title character. I like the character of Hellboy. I enjoyed the first two films starring Ron Perlman, and the world itself is really interesting to me. I've read, Hellboy comic books, and while, to be honest, some of the writing and the style isn't exactly keeping me interested, the world itself and the character itself I really enjoy. So it's another film that I'm excited about. Not sure how it's going to do. From what I hear, reviews aren't going to be able to be posted till I think the day beforehand, which is never really a good sign. Advanced screenings also aren't really that far ahead, so that really doesn't mean a good thing as far as the studio having confidence in the film. But nevertheless, it is another comic book film. It is a character I'm interested in. I would say I'm probably a bigger Hellboy fan than I am Shazam fan. So for that, I am excited for. My wife, who enjoyed the first couple Hellboy films, she's not quite sure about this one. Obviously, she's going to go see it with me. But again, on the 12th, I'm going to be knee-deep in Star Wars Celebration, so probably not going to be actually able to see it till I get back. Get back on Monday. I might try to go see it Tuesday night. It's probably going to be Thursday or more before I actually get a review up, which, of course, I'm going to get ready for something else that's going on that weekend. But anyway, that's coming up. Something really good that I think could be really good. Very different, actually, because you have your Marvel and your DC films that are coming out, and Hellboy comes from Dark Horse, completely different company, completely different vibe, and you want to get variety. That's what keeps the genre strong, is variety, giving, something for everyone, and I think Hellboy is a good alternative to the DC and Marvel brands. So, again, I think it looks good. I'm probably more excited for this than I am Shazam, even though from what, early indications feel like Shazam might be a little more enjoyable. But again, we'll have to sit back, wait and see. But let me know if you guys are excited for Hellboy, because I am. I like David Harbour. I think he's a fine actor. Of course, you got Ian McShane in there as well. And Mila Jovovich, I always say that wrong, as the Blood Queen in this one. But fire back, of course. Let me know if you're excited for Hellboy. Now, as I just said, April 11th through 15th, I will be in Chicago for Star Wars Celebration. Of course, as I mentioned, you can, listen to a previous episode where Lisa and I sit down and talk all about it, from, what we're excited about, the panels, the autographs, the photo ops, all that stuff. Of course, you can get into that, but that is going to be taking up a lot of it in my time. I'm excited, not only because it's Star Wars Celebration, but also because it's in my favorite city in the U.S., Chicago. Used to live there. I have friends there. I have family there. I get to see them at least a little bit while I am there. I get to enjoy some awesome Illuminati's pizza, maybe hit up Superdog, and just enjoy the city that I love. So I'm just super excited, not only for Star Wars Celebration, but the fact that it's in Chicago, and I think that'll be awesome. Of course, as I said before, if you are going to Star Wars Celebration and you find me, mention Dayspring Discussions and I will buy you a beer, mainly because I don't think anyone's going to do it, but who knows? People might surprise me. Maybe I have more viewers than I think, but if you do see me, of course, say hi to me, and of course, I would love to chat Star Wars with you for hours upon hours. Okay, so now we're going to get into the real meat of it, guys. Game of Thrones Season 8 premieres April 14th. We are less than 2 weeks away from the start of the final season of Game of Thrones, and this morning I started watching the latest season, Season 7. Back all the way at the beginning of the year, January 1st, I watched Season 1, Episode 1, and I was committed to rewatching all 7 seasons. Broke it down, basically 2 seasons a month, 1 season every 2 weeks, and I've stuck to it pretty well. There are a couple times I fell behind, I had to catch up. There are a couple times where I, went ahead, and then it's been, a week or so since I've watched any Game of Thrones. But nevertheless, I got through it. I did 6 seasons in 3 months. Now I'm starting season 7. Luckily, it's a shorter season than what the other ones were, so it won't take me as long, given the fact that I'm going to be pretty busy starting in the next 8 days. I'm hoping to finish this season within the next couple of days, get through it, so that way I can clear my schedule for all the other things that I'm going to be doing, namely on the 10th leaving for Chicago. Now, of course, I will also be bringing my Jon Snow ale that I bought at Specs. There's a brewery up north, I think it's pronounced Ommegang. I probably, of course, mispronounced that wrong as I do everything else, but they've been doing Game of Thrones style beers all year long based on the season, and their latest one is based on the character of Jon Snow. Given the fact that he's from the north, it's a darker beer, and for me, whenever there is a new season of Game of Thrones, I usually, watch the first episode with some Game of Thrones style drink. There have been several throughout the years, so something that I do. Now, given the fact that I'm not going to be at home, I have to bring the beer with me. I'm going to check it in my luggage, and then, of course, I'll drink it that Sunday night. And my wife already has instructions. She knows she has to give me an hour of alone time with my tablet and my beer and my headphones while we're at the hotel so I can sit and watch Game of Thrones. So, excited about that. Now, also, just a couple hours ago, I think not even an hour ago, HBO released a new teaser for the new season of Game of Thrones. It's called Official Tease Aftermath. Now, I think what they're trying to do with this is kind of give you that ominous tone of just how big the Battle of Winterfell is going to be. And it's Winterfell kind of, again, post-battle, where you have a bunch of stuff from the characters laying around. On the ledge in the snow, the sigil of Hand of the King or Hand of the Queen, you would say, given the fact that I'm assuming they're hinting at Tyrion, that Dany gave him that back in season 6. You see in this little bunker here, Needle, Arya's sword. There's a feather, which I can't remember what that is. I don't think it's hinting at a raven's feather, although you do see the raven's, call from it. I don't think it's hinting at a raven, but I might be mistaken the significance of the feather. You see what looks like to be Jaime's hand in the snow. As we know, Jaime Lannister at the end of the last season left Cersei and looks like he was heading north, probably to Winterfell, and probably have to join with his brother. That should be a very interesting meeting when he gets there. Not only seeing his brother, but also Bran, who, he pushed out a window in episode 1. And then there's a necklace laying here. I can't remember what that is. I don't know if that's Dany's. Oh, yeah, it is. Looks like there's dragons to it. So I'm pretty sure that's Daenerys' necklace. And then you see Longclaw, of course, the sword of Jon Snow. And it's all kinds of bloody. In the snow by itself. Okay, man. it's really just something letting us know that Winterfell stuff is going down. And it's going to be a huge battle from everything we've heard about. Just getting psyched for Game of Thrones. And it's one of those things where I'm jumping back between my excitement for Game of Thrones, Star Wars, and Avengers, really is what it comes down to. I'm depending on what comes out, what kind of teasers or promotions comes out each day, I'm, bouncing back and forth for my excitement for each of these 3 things when it comes to April. But that, of course, premieres April 14th on HBO. Honestly, I don't know what HBO is going to do after Game of Thrones. You got the prequel series coming, and they just announced they're doing a 2-hour-long documentary the week after Game of Thrones about the making of Game of Thrones. And in each episode, if you go on the HBO Now app, they always have the inside the episode little thing, and I always love to watch them. I haven't watched them while I've been the rewatch because, I need to get through it as fast as I can. But at the end of each episode, I love watching the little inside the episodes. They do it for several other shows as well, but I like these. There aren't enough making of documentaries anymore because some people, the average viewer, doesn't really care about the making of episodes, special features on movies and stuff like that. But me, I love making ofs. I usually, when I get a movie, I go through the special features. I listen to director's commentary. But I'm a big movie guy and I enjoy watching that stuff. So I'm happy we're going to get that, but of course I'm sure HBO is more happy that they can squeeze just a couple more viewerships out of us Game of Thrones fans, at least for one more week until they start plugging the prequel series. And I'm still trying to get Josh to come over to do a Game of Thrones kind of recap episode. He honestly hasn't talked to me yet. So, Josh, if you're listening, call me back, text me, whatever I'm in. I want to try to do it this week because starting Wednesday of next week, I'm going to be incommunicado. So hopefully we can do it the next couple days, but I definitely want to do that. If not, maybe I'll try to get someone else to come over and do it because I definitely want to do some kind of Game of Thrones prep episode. Okay, so let's get on to the big show, guys. Avengers Endgame. Tickets are now on sale. That is right. Like I said, I got a first thing this morning. It was the first thing on my mind. And not only did I get tickets for my Thursday and Friday showings, like I usually like to do, but I also got the exact seats I love to get, which are right behind the handicap spot, D11 and D12. Those are kind of my seats. My lucky number is 12. It's right in the center there, towards the middle of everything. So I'm super excited that I got not only the tickets for the days that I want, but also the seats where I want. Awesome. And Marvel, of course, came out with another little teaser, not a full trailer, but a little 1-minute spot. And at the end, they said, tickets now on sale. Now, I'm going to my local Cinemark theaters. Now, apparently, from what I saw online, AMC crashed, actually, because so many people were trying to buy tickets. The film pundit, who I like to listen to, John Campea, was blasting AMC on Twitter about how they should have been prepared for this. You gotta have learned after all these years with Star Wars tickets and Avengers tickets and these big films, you have to be prepared for stuff like this by now. Now, I'm a little disappointed, actually, because I kind of wanted to go see this first time at the Alamo Drafthouse off Slaughter Lane. Since we moved farther south to Buda, that theater is further for us to go, and the Cinemark is much closer. My wife prefers Alamo Drafthouse, but it takes us 2, sometimes 3 times longer to get over to the Drafthouse. We used to go there all the time for our movies, but again, it takes longer now. I know they're doing a collectible cup that looks pretty cool. My wife said to stop getting those collectible cups, though, because we have several of the Star Wars variety that are just sitting on our shelves that we really don't use that often. So maybe it's a good thing I'm not going to Alamo. Either way, I'm going Thursday and Friday like I like to do, because Thursday opening night, I go, and like any big fan, I have expectations of what I hope it will be. I come out maybe a little disillusioned sometimes because I didn't get what I wanted. But the following night I go back, I know what I'm getting, and I can just enjoy what the Russo brothers and the filmmakers have given me. I don't have any expectations. I know what it is, and I can enjoy the craft and the film for what it is instead of what I want it to be. And then, of course, I come back Saturday or Sunday, record my review, and of course share my thoughts, I feel like, with a clear head. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm excited about. I'm just glad I got my tickets. Been waiting so long to get my tickets, like I'm sure the rest of you. I know Cinemark and other theaters are doing a 48-hour marathon where you can sit and watch all the MCU films leading up to Endgame. I did a little marathon before Infinity War and watched all of them within a couple weeks. I don't have the time or energy to do it this time. I think I am going to go back, though. I'm going to watch the 3 Avengers films. I'll probably watch Civil War, otherwise known as Avengers 2.5, and then I'll probably watch the 3 Guardians of the Galaxy, or the 2 Guardians of the Galaxy films, because, it ties into everything, I believe. So I'll do that. That's, 6 films, which is easily to do before the 25th, and we're getting there, guys. That's it. I mean, after, Game of Thrones, we only have about 10 days to go for Avengers, and this is just a packed month. I mean, I'm so happy that we get so much. I mean, if Captain Marvel is still in theaters, we get Captain Marvel, Shazam, Hellboy, and Avengers Endgame all in theaters at the same time. As a lifelong comic book fan, it's like a dream. I couldn't imagine, having this many comic book films, being so excited for them, all in theaters at the same time. It's nuts. It's a golden age is what we're living. Okay, so before I sign off for today, I just want to try to briefly go through the new Avengers tease. Something, it's kind of like a little announcement thing they put out. Not a full trailer, but it gives us more footage of the movie. And of course, with more footage becomes more theories, more speculation. I don't want to go too far into it, of course, but let's just, go over just a couple things here with the trailer. Starting off Avengers Tower, where Bruce has this little monologue where if we do this, we go in short-handed. Of course, Rhodey says, yeah, because he killed half our friends, which, is what they're saying is they all tried taking on Thanos before. Now they've lost half the people that tried to take him on, pretty much, meaning if we can't beat him then, how are we supposed to beat him now? Black Widow, of course, chime in, and we owe this to everyone has not transformed to try. Really weird that she used the word not transformed. I don't know what that actually means, honestly. Shouldn't she say gone or dusted or something? The word not transformed? That's a little weird, I think. But anyway, what I'm getting from this trailer is something I don't think we got in the last trailers. That is, they're still fighting Thanos. It's not about them, trying to reverse it. They have to fight him. Whether they think they have to fight him to try to reverse what happened, quite possibly could be it. But definitely from this, we got the fight is still with Thanos. Now, there's one shot here, kind of irked me a little bit, it's a shot of Steve Rogers, and he's looking in the mirror. Now, if you obviously have followed the MCU films, starting with Captain America First Avenger, there's a shot of him, of course, all buffed up. There's the famous shot in Civil War where he's got, he's holding the helicopter and he's all buffed up. This shot looks like he's lost some muscle, to be honest. I mean, I'm not trying to say anything, but I feel like Chris Evans didn't get as prepared for this role as he did the other ones. Maybe it's some kind of fake out. I mean, he looks pretty skinny, not as big and buff as he has in previous films. But, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just being crazy. I am crazy, so of course that would make sense. This other shot here, you got Rocket and Nebula holding hands, and the quote behind it is, "It's not about how much we lost, it's about how much we have left." And that's good because these are basically the two surviving Guardians. All the other Guardians of the Galaxy are dusted, and you're left with these two. So really, these two only have each other, and they're both kind of very loners. So the fact that I feel like they now have that connection and need each other is an interesting character arc. You see your first shot of Pepper Potts with Tony giving him a hug, and I'm pretty sure that's probably the first shot where, he comes back to Earth. I'm going to assume it's this shot, and I think it's the very first trailer we got with Steve and everyone standing on, it looks like Avengers lawn. I bet the ship crashes into the lawn, Tony and Nebula come out, and then, of course, then Pepper comes and gives Tony the greeting. That's what I think is going to happen in kind of the series events that I've pasted together, at least. You get a shot of Iron Man, Tony in his armor flying above New York. Have no idea what it's about, but let's talk about Hawkeye, or probably Ronin, as he may be called in this one. He's got some tattoos. He's got a different hairstyle. He's definitely been through some shit. I think he's lost his family. He's going to be, I feel like, a much bitter character in this film. Maybe have to sacrifice himself to bring his family back. Could be a possibility for this one. But man, I'm trying to make out his tattoos. I see the skull. I'm trying to see if there's any meaning to them. But we know he didn't have those tattoos in previous Avengers films because we saw his arms. This is obviously a new thing. He's probably taking a dark turn, and Natalie, his best friend, is going to probably be there for him, hopefully. That relationship, it's been pointed at and teased at in previous MCU films, especially in the Avengers films, and I think it's going to be something that's going to be crucial to the characters in this film. Another shot I really like is everyone standing up. Looks like they're about ready to go somewhere, but that's followed, of course, by the two shots of Tony and Steve saying, "Do you trust me?" And he says, "I do." Boom. That's the bromance is back. The two guys that, broke up the Avengers, that essentially caused Thanos the ability to get all the stones, because the Russo brothers have said the whole point of Civil War was to break up the Avengers so that they're unprepared when Thanos comes around. If you would have had the original Avengers team, Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, Hulk, Hawkeye, Black Widow, though all of them survived, of course, if that team would have taken on Thanos together, I have no doubt Thanos would have lost. But because of Civil War, because of Tony and Steve's beef, they weren't together, and that's why Thanos won. Pretty much the Russo brothers have confirmed that. This is bringing the Avengers back, okay? And you go to this shot, of course, jumping all the way to the end here of, looks like Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man, and Thanos is sitting there waiting for him, perhaps. But those are our three key characters, of course, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it looks like we're going to get the Avengers to go and fight Thanos. And I have no doubt they're going to win. Now, jumping back a little bit, they're heading off into space, probably to take on Thanos. Flying off what looks like the Benatar, Star-Lord's ship. Now, just to go talk about the ships, of course, remember his first ship in the first Guardians of the Galaxy film was named Milano, after his childhood crush, Alyssa Milano. This one's the Benatar, which is named after Pat Benatar. Currently in the comics, he's flying the Ryder, which is named after Winona Ryder. So, gotta leave that to Star-Lord. By the way, I'm thinking about dressing up as Star-Lord for the premiere. Not sure yet. I just gotta find me a red leather jacket. If I am gonna do it, I should probably do it soon, so that it gets here on time. I'll probably figure it out in the next couple days, and I don't know. I'm planning on spending a lot of money at Star Wars Celebration, so whether I'll have the money to buy the red jacket, I'm not sure. But okay, back to the trailer. This shot I like, of course. It's the shot where Tony is looking at the picture of him and Peter, and really, that scene in Infinity War where Peter disappears was a gut punch for all of us. It was emotional because Tony's whole thing, especially in Spider-Man Homecoming, was protecting Peter, telling him to stay local, protect the neighborhood, don't worry about bigger things, because he felt responsible for him. He built his suit for him. He's the one that pulled him into this superhero lifestyle. So he definitely felt responsible for the character, much like a son. And, I'm sure a main part of Tony's motivation is to get Peter back. Whether he's going to have to sacrifice himself for that, we'll just have to wait and see. And then you got montage shots of Thanos. He is coming. He is here. He comes down with a beam. And man, going back to the shot of the three legs of Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor sitting there in front of Thanos. It's going to be epic. Tickets now on sale. That's right. That's what it says. Again, not a long little tease, just a 1 minute thing. Really, it's, a tickets on sale. Now, it's getting us more hyped, and it has got us hyped indeed. Now I feel like we know more that Thanos is still going to be the main villain. What kind of shape he's in, what kind of shape the stones are in, I don't know. I really have no idea how it's going to shape out. All I know is I cannot watch this film quick enough, but I still have to go through a lot of good stuff to get there, okay? Shazam, Hellboy, Game of Thrones, Star Wars Celebration, all to get to the big splash of the month, Avengers Endgame. 10 years, 11 years of MCU films, all concluding to this. I am so freaking excited for this month, guys. Hope you are too. And that's it for me today, guys. Of course, fire back on the social media groups and Gmail account. Let me know what you think about anything I've talked about. Let me know your Endgame tickets. I'm sure you've gotten them. Let me know how excited you are. Let me know if you have any new theories about what's going to happen, especially, of course, Game of Thrones and Star Wars Celebration. All of it, guys. April is here. It's going to be a good month. Let's all enjoy it. Let's all have fun with it. And, of course, if you have different opinions about people, let's all be nice, okay? Because we all love the same stuff, guys. Some of us will enjoy it. Some of us won't enjoy it. But let's all just be happy and love each other for this shared experience of loving the same things. It's awesome. It's a great day to be a geek. It's a great month to be a geek. It's a great time to be a geek, guys. And let's all just have fun, okay? Great. So, that is it for me today, of course. As always, hit me up, Slim Dayspring 12 on Instagram and Twitter. Fire back on the Facebook group, Twitter account, dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. All right, guys, go out, enjoy your week, and as always, may the Force be with us all.